Carolyn Holzman, and this is Confessions of an SEO. You've come across again the least SEO podcast on the planet, and I welcome you. This is Season 4, Episode 21 of Confessions of an SEO, and today is going to be short but sweet. I'm a little under the weather this week, literally and figuratively, and apparently what I'm dealing with, because it involves a lot of inflammation, that when you combine that with a Texas 110 heat index at the end of May, it can make one feel very puny. All right, so there is a big announcement that I expect to be coming out this week from me. If you want to get notified in advance of where the webinar will be, make sure to subscribe to Search Driven Insights on Substack. You can just Google those words. It's the top result. Or if you prefer, you can type it in as a subdomain. I'll put the link in the description. Substack, it'll be searchdriveninsights.substack.com. Now, believe me when I say you do not want to miss this. I could hardly believe my eyes, and I spent about 2 weeks writing up the data, just like a test write-up from the old SEO testing group days. So if you've been hearing a buzz on the ground about something big, yeah, it's big. And yeah, it intersects with, wait for it, the helpful content system. Haha. If you haven't had a chance to pick it up, I wrote the analysis based on testing and field data to prove my hypothesis on what the HCS is targeting. So you can get a copy. It's called Decoding Google's HCS. Bit.ly link, I'll give you that here, bit.ly/helpful content system. No one disputes the data, and it's continually validated by various outside events. Just for note, I will be speaking at the Entity Elevation Summit on June 10th. It's either the 10th or the 11th I'll be speaking, but it's those 2 days in Kelowna, British Columbia. So you want to check out Entity Elevation Summit. And you really, like, if you can get there in person, that would be great. But if you can't, they are also offering streaming access for the talk. So if you can't physically make it to the whole thing, you can grab a ticket to get all of them, or you can buy individual presentations. Now, mine will be on the helpful content system, how to recognize it when you see it, what to do about it. And I'm adding in a little section that this will be the only time I publicly speak about what I've seen. And it is, how shall I characterize it? An apparent fail in the spammer space to circumvent the helpful content system. And in doing so, they kind of validated my theory in a reverse kind of way. Yet again, I promise you it will be worth it will be worth it if you want to hear all that. Now, I thought it might be a good time to kind of share, why am I doing this? You know, most people, they do a podcast because they want to get clients, but this is so beyond getting consulting clients. My purpose here is through what I share, to show all of us that even though Google is Google, that we have the ability to claim our own power and authority and determine for ourselves what is truthful and what is not. Not used to hearing that when we talk about Google, right? You know, I think that as people, we can handle the highest truth and the highest purpose, even if it's not what we want. I mean, who would want Google to disintegrate in front of our eyes? But what if we had data that indicated that? It would be hard to hear, wouldn't it? I think when we know the truth, even if it sucks, we will always be in a better position to make our own choices, self-determined own choices, instead of always being in a reactive stance with Google. This is all about getting the truth out there so we can make our own choices and get ourselves out of a reactive state, which many are in. And I'm talking about those that are bemoaning their lot in Google and have made up their minds that Google is the one that has to change, not them, but Google has to change before they can get their own businesses back. But instead of being reactive, I suggest that we instead focus on what do we want. And through that process, I believe we can get back into the creative nature of online business. I do think, even though it's a digital business, that there's a creative part to this. So yes, I spend a lot of time observing and following the data to see where it leads. And fair warning, it's going to lead some of us into a dark place. But I think we collectively, once we can not just see the truth, but take it in the data, then it becomes intelligence. And with that intelligence, we can influence our clients and our colleagues to make business decisions and not Google decisions. I know this sounds very cloak and daggery, but I'm just saying that you may need to prepare yourselves. I am not here to make anybody wrong. I'm here to empower us all as individuals with our own knowing. And that cannot be a bad thing. Well, that's it for me this week. I will continue to get well because I've got to get the Dodge out of hell, which is to say to get moving to the mountains for the next few months where we can have Confessions Mountain Edition 2024. To stay on the cutting edge of the state of indexing, check out Crawl or No Crawl on Substack. I'll put the link in there. And again, if you think you have a site that's been hit by the helpful content system, reach out to me at confessions@americanwaymedia.com. That email again is confessions@americanwaymedia.com. Or you can just add this Gmail I'm going to tell you to your Search Console and reach out to me. And if you want to add me, go ahead and use helpfulcontentsystem@gmail.com. I know, an ironic email. Thank you for being a listener. If you have questions about all of this or topic ideas, I want to hear from you. You can text Confessions at 512-222-3132. Thanks again, and until next week, I'll see you in the SERPs.